The Bob Butterbean Love Story. I was born on December 8, 1942, on the O'Neill Plantation in Delhi, Louisiana, the youngest of 14 children. I lived in a two-bedroom house with 16 other family members. Growing up, things were very hard for me. I had a stepfather who was sometimes very mean. My first basketball was an old sock that was stuffed full of grass, paper, and other socks. The rim I used was a coat hanger hoop that was stapled to the side of my grandma's house. I played many make-believe basketball games as I magically transformed the side of my grandma's house into the different NBA stadiums and arenas of that day. I made winning free throws and many last-second shots at the buzzer. I would play against Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and other great basketball players. Basketball came natural to me. My love for the game continued to grow as the years passed and I became older. My formative years were not always joyful. I can honestly say that despite those wire hoop games, the last-second shots, and all the winning free throws, I was forced to live with the fact that I was born with a speech impediment. This handicap was a burden and a nightmare that I had to live with for all my childhood years and even into most of my adult life. Being young, I thought that being unable to talk would be something that I could hide or just push aside. In school, I would always sit in the back of the classroom, praying my teachers would never call on me to speak in front of the class. My classmates would laugh and tease me every day, and I would come home crying to my grandmother. My grandma would always be there to dry my tears, and I'll never forget that she would say to me, "Robert Earl, there are no perfect people in this world. People are not always nice about the things that they don't understand. You can talk or do anything else you want to do in your life, as long as you work hard and believe in yourself. Find yourself a dream, and always hold on to it." I found that dream and I held on, becoming one of the best basketball players ever, but I still couldn't speak properly. After years of suffering the misfortunes of being unable to communicate, I learned that the problems, such as my speech impediment, needed to be treated professionally. After learning that my handicap could be treated, I welcomed the challenge of releasing myself from the silent prison that had held me captive for so many years. After acquiring my own therapist, Ms. Susan Hamilton, I became part of an intensive therapy program, 3 days a week, 2 hours a day. I had to have training and relearn such things as eye contact, rate changes, easy onset, and continuous phonations. This was well after my basketball career was over and took years of hard work to accomplish. I have now overcome my speech handicap and travel all over the country speaking to crowds at different sites. Besides overcoming my handicap, my most memorable experiences and the most important years of my life were those of my professional basketball career. I've played in a number of great games, traveled to many beautiful places, and, most importantly, I've made many good friends. I came into the NBA in 1965 as a rookie with the Cincinnati Royals. In 1968, I was traded to the Chicago Bulls, where I played for 8.5 years. My career records with the Chicago Bulls included being one of 8 players in NBA history to lead his team in scoring for 7 consecutive years. I'm the first Chicago Bull to score 2,000 points in one season, and one of only 3 Chicago Bulls to ever have his jersey number retired. I also hold the record for most minutes played by a Chicago Bull in a single season. I hold the all-time NBA playoff record for free throws in one game, making 17 out of 17 against the Golden State Warriors. Knowing the obstacles that I had to overcome, my record numbers are more special to me. My dreams were made possible by hard work and determination, knowing what I wanted out of life, and never giving up however many the odds that were against me. Currently, I'm a loving father and husband. I work as a director of community relations, and I'm a representative and speaker. Yes, speaker, for the Chicago Bulls. I'm Bob Love, and this is my story.